What? Yeah. Yeah.
Good evening. Welcome back to...
Good evening.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, this is what we on. Week 4? Yeah, well, 4.5. Yeah, 4.
4.5. No, 4.
Yeah, 4.5 or 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 sounds better.
We only played game Sunday. We missed Saturday due to weather, which I don't have no control over. So it happens. But yeah, we are week 3.5, and Sunday's games were great.
Yeah, Sunday was a good day. We had a good bad game, first game.
We had a great bad game. Somebody needed to win. Somebody needed to win.
But honorable mentions need to go out to Big Man on Life Goes On.
Yeah, Juice on Life Goes On.
Punching shit. Grabbing every rebound.
He was a bucket too.
Yeah?
He was a bucket too. That's 2 games straight too. So if he has 2 more games like that, he got to go into my X Factor list.
We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, we'll go into that. But yeah, the game was interesting because seeing, I don't know when the last time Gene played as hard as he did, but he was looking quite
the legendary
nostalgic.
One. Yeah, the legendary one. He was balling. They needed him. He needed a win.
There was nobody else putting the ball in the bucket.
They needed him, and he needed a win. And it worked out in his favor.
Yes.
It worked out in his favor. They ended
messy, but it works.
Yeah. He's smart. He's gonna get it done.
He's a coach that lives by what he does.
And he's been there before. So like, as far as like just game situations, he understands how to get a bucket, what to do, when to slow the game down. Yeah. But Juice, man, like if we speak about who's the guy on each team, like I look at Zay and Clayton, and even maybe Shaq at times as like the guys.
A leader.
Yeah, like the main guys on that team, but they're never gonna get a win without Juice. Juice is necessary for them to get a win. Yeah,
I mean, we could go down the list. That could probably be another discussion that later on with teams that we look at as the guy, but then the X factor, then that defensive presence on that team that they rely on, the energy guy.
Juice would be the X factor on that team, and on Washed Up, Gene would be the X factor because Kai's the guy.
Yeah.
Right, so Gene would be the X factor on that team.
Game 2. We'll get into that discussion a little later. Game 2.
So game 2, legendary ballers and underrated, right?
That was a great game. But going back to the last thing that we said last podcast, free throws be fucking y'all up for sure. Because underrated could have won that game if they made their free throws.
And this is the thing about complaining about fouls, right? When you complain about fouls and you get them only to not execute. So it's like, you want the fouls, but then you can't finish them.
Yes.
So it's tough.
Bad look.
What's crazy is Vales had an amazing game. Just couldn't hit free throws. He was killing shit. Back to child abuse, ACS, he's the X factor on that team.
That man at one point went to the basket, finished crazy. I don't know who he finished on, but decided to stick his tongue out like Jordan on the person that he had a whole bucket on.
He's a killer.
Berserk.
He's a killer.
He doesn't take any jump shots. Everything is straight to the basket.
Why would you take a jump shot when nobody can physically deal with you as you're going downhill?
I think if I'm not mistaken, he had 4, 5, and 1s.
Yeah, for sure.
Game, he was
not finishing the free throws, so that was tough.
But
Eli had a great game. He killed. But
not to win.
He missed free throws at the end. Couldn't close it out. And shout out to legendary ballers. Underrated, I'm sorry, you get damn shame of the week. Because you were up 10 with 4.5 minutes to go.
Damn.
And y'all blew it. Y'all were up the entire game. Speaking
of X Factor for that game, Keys.
Yeah, Keys. That's another team where it's like, I look at RJ as the guy, and then I look at Keys and Kyle, but more so Keys this year. as the X factor of that team, man. It's just like if you run an offense and he gets touches, a lot of good things happen.
And even if, let's say, he doesn't get a touch, he's gonna find the open space and he's gonna knock down the mid range or go into the basket.
The thing is like him and Kyle don't require the ball to be
efficient.
You know, like they both rebound, they both play defense, and they're both tough. They don't really need the ball in their hand, and they both score. But Keith is having a hell of a past 2 weeks.
Yeah,
his past 2 weeks, and really good opponents at that.
Yeah, that I'm excited to see what they do in the playoffs because now they're looking like they're clicking and they're getting everything together.
Yeah.
Like, pride and ego is still there, but it's not as bad.
They moved. If I watched the game back, they moved the ball a lot better this game.
Yeah,
they moved the ball. It looked like a lot less ego going on for legendary ballers.
Just adjustments. Small adjustments.
For sure. And the thing is, like, I also got to shout out. My man, the coach. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if he's saying the right things in the wrong way or the wrong things in the right tone.
We're all standing at the three-point line. We just talked about this. Somebody got to flash middle, run the baseline, something else. Everybody cannot just be standing there wanting the ball. Jerry, what are you doing? No. You're throwing your ass on it.
But
he has one tone. He has one tone,
and that's insult you. I love that about him though. It's like what's my son that used to wild out and throw chairs? I forgot the coach's name. He coached the Oklahoma. I forgot his son's name, but he used to throw chairs at niggas and all of that. That's what Jared reminds me of. Jared reminds me of the angry, evil coach that just gets it. His method still works.
I got a couple clips of him going crazy.
Yeah, his method still works. But yeah, I don't know if he finally got them to understand certain things because they looked a whole lot better.
Yeah, I'm glad that they, like I said, bringing it together and finally getting wins. But the fact that they fighting back, these are 2 games that they fought back.
Yeah.
So to see that effort
down the entire game.
That's what I'm saying.
The entire game fought, and they chipped away, and then took it to overtime, and then finished the job.
Yeah.
Damn shame on underrated, man.
But the game that everybody came out to watch.
Oh yeah.
That was
the community
great
game.
Yeah.
The community game.
I even had people from my DJ past life came through and watching the game. I'm like, like, where you from? He's like, I'm from the Oval. I'm like, okay.
Like, that's a big time rivalry. That's a rivalry that's been going on since before me, but even with me since I was 12 years old. Yeah, that's well over 20 years of back and forth.
Man, I had no idea that it even went that deep, but to see that many people outside.
And that shit lived up to the hype.
Yeah, down to the wire.
What a
literally.
Game. The watch back on that game is fire.
Fam, even I don't know if you was watching just everything that was happening on the court, but also happening on the sidelines. Like, that was a story within itself.
Yeah,
the second big shout out to the second unit for People's Park. They were the one that won that game. That second unit killed it with the leadership of Irv. Absolutely killed it.
They got so many. Both teams have mad pieces, like just great players on both sides. The dope shit for me to see was like, I don't know if everybody caught it in the park, but because the tension was crazy throughout the entire game. At the end of the game, it was all love, and they was talking about players even talking to each other. They had games together in other places and stuff like that. So like they barking on each other all game, and as soon as the game is over, that shit turned off, and they like, yo, we got a game over here.
That's dope.
I'm like, but that shit, you seen in Donnie's face, Donnie wanted that. You see Josh and Chucky talking about, yo, y'all can have him. Or like, yo, it was crazy. It was crazy. that shit was a great game. And then, you look at those X Factor pieces, man. Like Jalen and Muja, those are X Factor pieces. Hibachi, Dave, he played well, and Dollars did what Dollars does.
Yep, all the hustle plays, doing the dirty work. Like there's nothing more that I could say about Dollars' game. But my favorite to watch in that game was Jalen coming out the way he did. Like,
yeah, I mean,
defensively,
he had a big shot too to
the game-winning shots.
He had a big shot with confidence too.
Yeah.
Like, the talent is really high, is really good on People's Park, but the way they play together.
Yeah.
Like
that was gonna be my next.
That's the thing that kills these teams. Like they all individual players, but they don't rely on their individual abilities to get shit done. They make the game easier for themselves. They spread the floor, they find the open man, they cut. Like they do all of the right things that puts teams in a bad position.
In my opinion, there's only 3 teams in this tournament that live up to what you just said. People's Park, VC Elite, Off the Couch. Those are the only 3 teams
that play like that.
That have that style of basketball that anybody could go off, but at the same time, they all play for each other.
Yeah.
That's
they there making the game easier.
That's team basketball. That's how you get teams the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
Just like that. But
the O played super solid too.
Yeah, everybody connected. Skip was playing really, really well. Big Man was playing really well.
Jason.
Everybody.
Yeah, they played good.
Arnie was not doing what he had to do. There was the small guard. I forgot his name. That wasn't Skip. It was the other individual. I think it was number 6, if I'm not mistaken.
You're not talking about Fire, right?
No. He got frustrated.
Yeah, he was frustrated.
The sideline got him frustrated, going crazy too.
And it's a tough crowd, right? Like that's why it's like basketball is a lot of different things, but it don't matter how good you are, if you can't stay mentally focused, like if you allowing the crowd and stuff or chatter to get to you, like that's a good way to stop a player from being effective, right? Like if he angry and he feeling, however or whatever, he's more into proving you wrong or firing back at you and running your mouth. Yeah, it's over. I know I can control you after that.
It's a mental game.
But that was a good ass game, man.
I like the way that Donnie was coming out. So he was guns blazing as soon as he came out, and crazy enough. And not to say, but if he knocked down that last shot, that shit almost went in. Yeah. That would have been absolutely bananas. But when I look at X Factors for the O, Donnie is, to me, that X Factor.
I don't even know if I could call him an X Factor. That's a Finals MVP.
But when you look at the pieces on the O, I don't know. Like there's
but
other
Donnie
people
also comes off the bench on that team. He didn't come off the bench that day.
But that's how. But you're absolutely right. But on different player, different setting. It's like you have to play a different role at that point. He's not the go-to guy in that one.
Yeah.
Big Man is. But Donnie, he's able to rebound and play the dunk area and still get a bucket.
I mean, my biggest thing is Donnie on any other team would be
the go-to.
Yeah, so
for sure.
That's why it's like, is the go-to guy on the O better than Donnie? I don't know. But Donnie is a Finals MVP. He is a go-to guy on most teams.
Yeah, I agree. But let's talk about these categories now that we have. We have MVP, who we spoke about last week.
MVP.
We have cone work. And we have X Factor.
X Factor, yes.
What are the criteria? Because when people think X Factor, when people think cone work is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, cone work is self-explanatory.
But X Factor is a little bit different. I always look at X Factor as the man on the team that is the second go-to, period.
Yeah.
Or the man that comes off as 6-man. It's one of those two.
It has to be the most important supporting cast player. So like X Factor would be like if you got your primary scorer, it would be who makes the game easier for him. That takes attention off the other players and stuff like that. So, and my requirements for who wins these awards would be he saved y'all, because I was gonna say 5 games played. He saved y'all, and he said 4 games played. So when we do our nominations and we do our voting system, it'll be based on players that played at least 4 games.
Do we want to say some of our early nomination picks, or we want to save that?
Nah, we can save that till after week 5. Right before we get into week 6, we'll do that.
Right.
So that'll be a week from now.
Yeah.
It'll be a week from now.
The cone work is.
Cone
work is fun.
Yeah, cone work. I have 4, right? I have 4 people. So far in mind who I think.
Let me see.
But yeah, these awards are going to be. We'll have an award ceremony the first day of playoffs. For everybody that won their awards and stuff like that. We'll have a nice voting system the week before. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of that.
Yeah,
top performers of Sunday.
Top performers. Keys. Straightforward. There's no explanation for that. And honestly, on the playback, top performer for the People's Park game because of how he operated the offense, Wes. I like the way that he was keeping everybody calm, poised, putting them in positions, and making sure that everybody got touches so everybody could spread the floor out properly. That was my top performer on a low key.
Yeah.
Look.
Okay.
If you think about it, and look back at the play that Jalen hit the 3. This is why Dollars is an MVP candidate. He saw that they were helping down low because he thought that they thought West was going to go straight to the basket. He saw that Jalen was outside. Dollars set the screen on big man. West saw that, gave him the pass, bucket on the end. Smart play.
Unselfish team. They play for each other. Jalen just came in. Yeah. He does all the right things. He takes really good shots.
Plays defense.
Well. They all play defense. They lock up, with the exception of Jonathan. Jonathan doesn't like defense. But I always say, when you're a person that could get 30 at any given moment, I might not care that you slack on defense. You know what I mean? Like,
preserve your energy.
If we all play defense and you could go get 30 for us, I might not ask you to play that much defense. He shouldn't be guarding the best player.
Nah.
That's, you know what I mean? Like, just to make it easier on him. Like, yo, have as much energy as you need for offense. We'll take care of the rest.
Yeah.
But Jalen, tough.
That was your top performer?
Yeah, Jalen was definitely my top performer. Of the whole day, that's tough. Top performer of the day. Do I want to go?
I feel like I know where you're going with this.
I might want to go Keys.
Okay.
I might want to go Keys. What Keys did. Yo, shout out to RJ. RJ, there's 2 players, Tink and RJ, that are really good on Legendary Ballers, right? They both really good individuals, but they don't make the game easier for everybody else when they play like that, right? RJ, he started, like, they know he could go one-on-one, so they start crowding on him. He started making great passes. And I was, like, thoroughly impressed because, you know, he's a bucket. So for him to just be like, yo, all right, they crowded me, let me see what else I could do to help. Great passes. So he did a great job of being a floor general. And, yeah, Keith was just killing. He was knocking shit down. Again, that's back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, so let's go into the schedule. Since this is the first time that people are going to be seeing this schedule. Gladiator week.
This is Gladiator week, week 5.
This is a good one.
And it's going to be crucial because it's 4 games a day.
Yeah, so
4 games Saturday, 4 games Sunday.
Game 1, Off the Couch versus Underrated. Legends Loading versus Hard Work Beats Talent.
Mm-hmm.
People's Park versus Washed Up. And then Dirty Laundry versus VC Elite. That's for Saturday. For Sunday, we have VC Elite versus the O. 2 back-to-back tough games. Life Goes On versus Legendary Ballers. Dirty Laundry versus NFU. Off the Couch versus Legends Loading. What is your game to watch for Saturday?
I got 2 actually for Saturday. For Saturday, I have Legends Loading in the HB.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Dirty Laundry and VC Elite. Those are my 2 games to watch for Saturday. No disrespect to Underrated and Off the Couch, but Underrated is really struggling at the free throw line, and Off the Couch does not struggle at the free throw line. Free throws win games, you know what I mean? So, but hopefully that'll be a great matchup. But yeah, I got those 2 games as being good because HB needs a win.
Legends Loading is coming off a loss.
Legends Loading is coming off a loss. Dirty Laundry and VC Elite asked for each other, so that was from primetime week too, the other primetime week games. Then on Sunday, VC Elite versus the O. My God, that's how we starting Sunday off. All right.
That's a set-off game for sure.
And then Off the Couch versus Legends Loading. That's the next game I want to see. Dirty Laundry versus NFU. I'm hoping it's a good game, but I don't know if they got answers for Ivo and Eddie, man. Like, them 2 have been dynamic duo. There's not that many dynamic duos this year as the first year, but Ivo and Eddie are definitely a dynamic duo.
Yeah. That's
But Cisco did say, and I repeat, Cisco said he is no longer being laid back. I want to see what that is because Son is a bucket. So I want to see what that is. Who else? Cam, he always plays hard. So there's no question on him. He always plays good. And I spoke highly about Jesse already too. Prince, he only played 2 games. Yeah, he only played 2 games.
Which one is Prince? What number?
33, I believe. 33. Big man on their team. He's a great rebounder, all that. But he's only played 2 games. So hopefully he comes out against
There's
Dirty
another
Laundry.
guy on that team. I wish I had the stat book so I could say the number.
35 probably.
He is he's a silent killer on the defensive end. He blocked RJ when they were playing Off the Couch twice off of the jump shot from 3 from deep. He also plays the dunk area really well, and he's an easy bucket.
Hold on. Shout out to Walt. At the end of the game, after they finished beating the O, he looked at me and said, "Yo, we want Off the Couch and VC Elite." I said, "Yo, dog, y'all ain't get a break yet." And he said, nah, we want to finish
Straight
strong.
to it.
Don't give us nobody. Don't give us no walkthroughs. We want Off the Couch and VC Elite.
Straight to it.
So I hit up Off the Couch and I said, "Yo, listen, they requested y'all." Off the Couch was like, "Nah."
They wait. They ducking?
They said they got to play Legends Loading this week because they got back-to-backs they didn't want. So I said, all right, you know. But be clear. People's Park said they want the last 2 undefeated, the 2 undefeated teams. That's who they want.
If these teams stay undefeated after this week, we need those matchups.
Oh, we only got 1 week left after that.
We need that. We need one of those matchups.
Yeah, VC Elite. It's gonna have to be
that.
Peoples versus VC Elite.
That's gonna be a.
I mean, we'll weigh it out, but
What?
that's the matchup I'm looking at. Cause if they would have played them now, then yeah, People's Park and Off the Couch would have been cool. And then the following week they would have played that. But that's
Playoffs
that's
is gonna be
bold.
Crazy.
That's bold of People's Park. And Walt said that shit no hesitation. Like, he requested that.
It's gonna get crazy.
We have another one. My man Cam feels slighted. That's why he want dirty laundry. He said,
"Oh, they played together last year. That's right.
They played together the following year.
That's right."
And he said, "Yo, they ain't even called me."
Oh,
yeah. He said that's why he put his own team. This is a grudge game for him.
Him and Jesse.
So
yeah,
he was like, yeah, they ain't even call, which is crazy. I feel him. Like, yo, dog, you ain't called me.
That was my game. That was my game for Sunday. That was my go-to game. Once I saw that schedule, I'm like, yeah.
But yeah, like Cam, you asked for this, so
show up.
Yeah, don't get walked on.
Cisco, you too. Show up.
But I have a feeling they've been showing up, so I have a feeling that's gonna be.
It's a good schedule.
I like when the storylines build themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I like when the storylines build themselves, man.
Dance, puppets, dance.
All I'm doing is just shedding light on all the storylines.
Yeah. So my go-to game for Sunday is the Dirty Laundry NFU game, but then it's also the men that play afterwards, Off the Couch and Legends Loading. I want to see an RJ and Ant matchup. Not Antoine.
Yeah, I know.
Ant.
RJ and Ant is a great matchup. Bosch and Q is a great matchup.
Ray and Antoine.
So we got that should on paper that looks phenomenal.
Yeah, this whole weekend looks amazing, man.
But I'm not sure. We might not even have Twan on Sunday. How many games Twan played? He played? 1?
2.
2?
2.
Yeah, you're right. He played 2.
Played 2 games.
All right.
What up with you?
What's up, dog?
What up with you? Come in.
Yeah, what else we got?
That's it,
right?
We good.
Yeah, that's our show.
Peace.
Yeah.